இரட்டிப்பு உலகின் உடல் மற்றும் நிலையை அடைய ஒரு நபர் உன்னத 8 நம்புகிறார்கள். தனிப்பட்ட முயற்சி மற்றும் ஒழுக்கத்தின் இந்த செயல்முறை தனிநபர் முடிவுக்கு கொண்டு வரும். இந்துக்கள் ஒருவர் மோட்சத்தை அடைகிறார். இந்த உலகத்தில் இது கிறிஸ்தவர்கள் விதிமுறையிலிருந்து விலகும் மற்றொரு பகுதி. பெறுவதற்கு என்ன நடக்க வேண்டும் என்பது ஏற்கனவே இயேசு கிறிஸ்துவினால் உங்களுக்கு செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளது. அதன் மையத்தில் கிறிஸ்தவம் என்பது நாம் ஒவ்வொருவருக்கும் கடவுளுக்கான வழியை திறக்க இயேசு வாழ்ந்ததும் இறந்ததுமான மகிழ்ச்சியான செய்தி. இந்த செயலில் இயேசு நம் பாவங்களின் விளைவுகளில் இருந்தும் கடவுளிடமிருந்து நித்திய தனிமையிலிருந்தும் நம்மை காப்பாற்றினார். அதற்கு பதிலாக மன்னிப்பு மற்றும் கடவுளுடனான உறவில் நித்திய வாழ்வை வழங்கத் தொடங்கினார். கடவுளுடன் உறவு கொள்வதற்கு தேவையான அனைத்தையும் இயேசு செய்திருக்கிறார் என்று கிறிஸ்தவம் கூறுகிறது. அது நிகழ்காலத்தில் அமைதி மற்றும் எதிர்காலத்திற்கான நம்பிக்கைக்கு வழிவகுக்கிறது. பலருக்கு இது உண்மையாக இருப்பது மிகவும் நல்லது. நல்லது செய்வது முக்கியமல்லவா? பல நாத்திகர்கள் மதவெறியர்கள் மற்றும் பிற மதங்களை பின்பற்றுபவர்கள் மிகவும் நல்லவர்கள். அவர்கள் நல்ல வாழ்க்கையை வாழ்கிறார்கள் மற்றும் நல்லதை செய்கிறார்கள். அவர்கள் கருவமான மக்கள். மதங்கள் மற்றும் எல்லைகளை கடந்து மனிதகுலத்திற்கு அவர்களின் பங்களிப்புகள் மிகவும் தேவை. ஆனால் நாம் நம்முடன் நேர்மையாக இருந்தால், நாம் அனைவரும் சில நேரங்களில் நாம் வருத்தப்படும் விஷயங்களை செய்யுங்கள். நாம் அனைவரும் தவறு செய்கிறோம். நாம் அனைவரும் சுயநலத்தால் பாதிக்கப்படுகிறோம். நாம் அனைவரும் தோல்வியடைகிறோம். இந்த நல்லது கெட்டதை விட அதிகம் மனநிலை போதாது என்றால் என்ன செய்து? கிறிஸ்தவ மதத்தின்படி கடவுள் நமக்கு ஒரு சரியான வாழ்க்கை வாழ இயேசுவை அனுப்பியதன் எடுத்துக்கொண்டார். கிறிஸ்தவ புரிதலில் இரட்சிப்பு ஒரு வரப்பிரசாதம். ஏனென்றால் நீங்கள் இறையால் காப்பாற்றப்பட்டீர்கள். இயேசு ஒரு ஆசிரியர் அல்லது ஒரு முன்மாதிரி. மக்கள் தங்கள் சுமைகளிலிருந்தும் சாமான்களிலிருந்தும் சுதந்திரத்தை கண்டுபிடித்து அவர்களின் வாழ்க்கையையும் அவர்கள் விரும்பும் நபர்களின் வாழ்க்கையையும் மேம்படுத்தும் உண்மையான மாற்றங்களைச் செய்வதற்கான வழிமுறையாக அவர் இருக்கிறார். அவர்களுடன் தனிப்பட்ட உறவுக்கு நன்றி தெரிவிப்பதும் பைபிளில் விவரிக்கப்பட்டுள்ளபடி சரியான செயல்களையும் நேர்மையான வாழ்க்கையையும் தூண்டுகிறது என்று கிறிஸ்தவர்கள் நம்புகிறார்கள். கிறிஸ்தவர் இதை நன்றியுணர்வு, நம்பிக்கை மற்றும் பணிவு நிலையில் இருந்து செய்கிறார். சுமை அல்லது கடமை அல்ல. ஒரு வகையில் இது தூண்டுதலின் தூய்மையான வடிவம். ஏனென்றால் செயல்கள் இயேசுவின் தனிப்பட்ட கூற்றுகள் மற்றும் அவரது வாழ்க்கை, மரணம் மற்றும் உயிர்த்தெழுதலின் ஆதரிக்கப்பட்ட தாக்கங்கள் மற்ற மதங்களுக்கு மாறாக வேறுபடுகின்றன. பல வருடங்களாக கிறிஸ்தவர்கள் இதை நற்செய்தி என்று அழைக்கிறார்கள், அதாவது நல்ல செய்தி. இயேசுவின் நற்செய்தி என்பது உங்களுக்காக எல்லாம் ஏற்கனவே செய்யப்பட்டுள்ள நற்செய்தி. வேறு எந்த மதமும் அந்த வகையான நற்செய்தி வாக்குறுதியை அளிக்கவில்லை. நம்ப மூர்க்கத்தனமானதா? ஆம், நிச்சயமாக இருக்க முடியும். ஆனால் உண்மையாக இருந்தால் அது மிகவும் முக்கியமானதாகும். இது மேலும் ஆராயத்தக்கது.
You're listening to KTWR, broadcasting from the beautiful island of Guam. Our program is heard each Sunday at 10:26 Coordinated Universal Time, broadcasting on 15200 kilohertz in the 19...
Weekly show, produced and presented for Transworld Radio by Arun Kumar Narasimhan from Chennai in India. This 5-minute show is designed in such a way that it would help radio hobbyists, DXs, and those who want to know more about the hobby of listening to shortwave and medium wave radio listening. As you all know, that sunspot, solar flares, and sunstorms play a great role in radio broadcasting and listening. Solar storms and solar flares can either affect radio broadcasts or can help boost the signals. Considering this, we have been providing information about these in our show for our listeners regularly. The sunspot number this week is 14. SFI forecast ranges from 70 to 72 and A index ranges from 8 to 12. DXS Diary would like to thank Mr. P.S. Sekhar, an avid DXer who tunes to various radio stations across the world from Kumbakonam, a temple town in southern Tamil Nadu in India, for sending us a shortwave radio logs on a regular basis. In the shortwave radio logs he has sent us this week, Mr. Sekhar has mentioned that he had tuned to Radio Thailand International's English language program in 9390 kHz at 14:15 hours UTC with a SIMPO of 444. Radio Japan's English language program in 9450 kHz and 11830 kHz, the alternate frequency for a same broadcast with a SIMPO of 444 at the same time. Let's move on to the radio history section. This week, we will get to know about information about Radio Pilipinas. According to information available on their website, Radio Pilipinas Uno, broadcasting in 738 kHz on the AM band, is the flagship of the Philippine Broadcasting Service Bureau of Broadcast Services, BBS, with news, public affairs, and public service as the dominant program formats. The station serves as a credible source of information that matters and acts as a vital link between the government of Philippines and its people. Besides its terrestrial broadcast using a 50 kilowatt transmitter, RP1 with real-time video and audio streaming of its programs that encourage the Filipino audience to take part in its endeavors. RP1 has 27 regional stations and 20 affiliate stations across the Philippines and is still growing strong. For more information, listeners can check Radio Pilipinas website www.radiopilipinas.ph. I repeat, it's www.radiopilipinas.ph. Friends, we are at the end of the program now. Listeners can send their logs, band scans, reception reports, views, and opinion about the program to dxsdiary@gmail.com. I repeat, it's dxersdiary@gmail.com. We do urge our listeners to keep emailing us their reception reports regularly. We will acknowledge your reception reports with a QSL card as early as possible. We request you to please be from COVID-19 by staying home and following SMS, soap, mask, and social distancing. Besides, continuing to do your favorite hobby, DXing. Get vaccinated and help others get vaccinated. Until next week, this is Arun Kumar Narasimhan signing off. 73. Bye-bye.
It's you and me. How I have missed out on the one thing I need. The grace is far-reaching, erasing every doubt, replacing our fear. Show me what love is. Show me true power.
That was Irene Rock with Show What Love Is. Hello, and happy Sunday. This is Connected on KTWR. With me in the studio today is my lovely wife, Holly.
Hi, Andrew. It's great to be here today. Today on our drama, it comes to a climax. So what is the most traumatic thing that you have gone through, and how did you get through it?
Well, I could easily say I had a single most dramatic event in my life, which was being on a bicycle and being hit by a station wagon. I was hit by a car 2 weeks before I turned 16. I do not remember it, so I have to go off of what people told me when they witnessed me fly 10 feet in the air, flip over 3 times, land on my head, bones sticking out of my leg. But, God started to work because people were praying. The driver of the car and my parents were both headed to church. Neither of them made it that night, but 2 churches started praying within about an hour or two. By the time a broken ankle and praise, because it really helps me sometimes with other situations that I think I'm in control of, and really I should look up. Some people don't look up until they're flat on their back, but I try to use that to remind me that everything that has happened since that accident really is the blessing of God, because I shouldn't have even lived past the age of 15.
I've had a number of dramatic things happen in my life, and I remember one quite clearly, which was on my first flight to Guam. And while the airplane had taken off, we were about an hour into the flight, and the pilot came on and said, "Hey, we need to make an announcement. One of the indicator lights in our cockpit here has showed us that there's a fire in the back of the plane, and we are not sure if there's actually a fire or if the light is malfunctioning. And so we had to make an emergency landing, but we couldn't do that right away because we had to drop some fuel and all of that stuff. And in that moment, I was like you, Andrew. I was just like, there's actually nothing I can do in this. God, it's all you. And I just started looking to the Lord and just saying, okay, Lord, you know, whether I live or I die, you're in control of this. And it's all you, God. And so that was just one of my dramatic moments as well.
Thanks, Ollie. Well, now let's hear from Skillet, Terrify the Dark.
No power on earth, no power in hell is gonna steal my peace. 10,000 enemies, they will end up on their knees. When I'm hopeless, I can know this, you're with me. Your light will terrify the dark. I call upon the name that tears the night apart. My doubt will institute your scars, and fear will have no place, no hold upon my heart. Your light will terrify the dark. Your light will terrify the dark. Where could I run? Where could I hide? You're breaking in on me. Restore the ruins of my life. From rags to royalty, I can see you. I believe you. I trust you. Your light will terrify the dark. I call upon the name that tears the night apart. My doubt will answer to your scars, and fear will have no place, no hold upon my heart. Your light will terrify the dark. Your light will terrify the dark. Break it on me. Break in on me, 'cause all I need is you, is you. Your light will terrify the dark. Your light will terrify the dark. I call upon the name that tears the night apart. My doubt will answer to your scars, and fear will have no place, no hold upon my
Did you know?
Jesus said,
Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing.
Carrie Ann, how is your family doing after your sister's miscarriage?
"Thanks for asking, Anna. Most of my family's doing okay, but my sister told me recently that she's still grieving and feels very alone."
That's totally understandable. You know, Jesus grieved alone, because that's what he did.
Teachers of religious law and members of the High Council met together in the morning to discuss the matter. Then they bound Jesus and led him away to Pilate, the Roman governor.
Are you the king of the Jews?
Yes, it is as you say.
This fellow has been going all over Judea from Galilee to here in Jerusalem, using his teaching to stir up the people.
Well, Jesus, aren't you going to say anything about the charges they're bringing against you?
But Jesus made no response, much to Pilate's surprise. Despite the protests of the chief priests and Jesus' silence, Pilate had no desire to condemn Jesus to die. Now, it was Pilate's custom each year during the Passover celebration to release one prisoner chosen by the Jews.
Which one do you want me to release to you? Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ?
Pilate knew that it was out of jealousy that the chief priests handed Jesus to him. But the chief priests worked up the crowd to ask Pilate for the release of a prisoner called Barabbas.
I'll show you the cross with Jesus lifted high. I'll show you the grave where death was left behind. I'll show you a Savior who paid the highest cost. Show me all your scars and I'll show you the cross. If you're on the outside, angry and looking in, you don't believe that grace could reach you in the places you have been. If all you know of truth and love are lies and hypocrites, and nothing I could say would change the way it is, the only thing that I can do is this. I'll show you the cross with Jesus lifted high. I'll show you the grave where death was left behind. I'll show you a Savior who paid the highest cost. Show me all your scars and I'll show you. Come back to her, come back to her. Broken and bleeding. Come back to her, come back to her. Find what you need. Come back to her, come back to her. If you don't believe it, I'll show you my sins, dead and washed away. I'll show you the grace that led my heart to change. I'll show you a Savior who loved when I was lost. Show me all the scars, and I'll show you the cross with Jesus lifted high. I'll show you the grave where death was.
Life has a whole new meaning when you think about the sacrifice. And Christians, 2,000 years, have been celebrating Good Friday, remembering the day that Jesus was crucified. And many countries have made it a tradition in their land to take a holiday off, a day off, to remember Good Friday.
And Good Friday seems to be sort of an odd way to celebrate, and it would be without the extraordinary events that happened soon afterwards. You'll want to tune in next week to hear more about this.
Thanks for listening today. You can email us at asiafeedback@twr.org, and we'd love to hear from you. You can also write to TWR, P.O. Box 6095, Maritzo, Guam, 96916, USA. Here's Johnny Diaz with Meet Jesus.
Heard you say, how can Jesus be good when so much bad is done in his name? I must admit we can be hypocrites, and at times I have felt just the same. To the crusades, when a church screams what God hates, it feels like more hurt than love. If you could just meet Jesus, you wouldn't find religion. You feel something different than in your heart. If you could just meet Jesus, you couldn't help but love him, 'cause he can't help but love you just the way you are. He pulled you so close and never let
Thank you for listening to today's broadcast from TWR. We broadcast on 15200 kilohertz in the 19-meter band. Join us again on the channel each Sunday at 1026 Coordinated Universal Time. This is KTWR, Agana, Guam, speaking hope to the world, because hope knows no barriers.